Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Deborah again. I talked about not knowing last time, and I wanted to revisit that because what I began to wonder is with all the things that I'm offering them as if they're just like, one day you not knowing, and one day you know everything, the next day you don't know anything. And I understand that it is a practice, it takes time. If I'm saying these are therapeutic behaviors, then most of us, did not come into the practice thinking like this. Especially, we're talking systemic therapists. We didn't come here thinking like this. It was probably a seed of these ideas in our hearts and spirits and perhaps souls that drew us to this, but we still had to practice to become these things. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge that this is not an easy thing to do, to just not know when you're used to having an idea about, like I mentioned last time about sometimes I'm trying to guess what people are going to say to me, and I'm wrong a lot of the times. And so not knowing is a practice. But then I started to wonder just now is what makes it so difficult not to know. And I think because we live in a culture, a society that values people who know things. And so to not know is to suggest, it might mean to you that maybe you're not smart or you're not as smart as somebody else that knows a lot. We're always impressed with how much knowledge people have, different people about different things, and how people know their stuff. And you got to come with it when you're talking to a certain person or group of people. And I'm not discrediting any of that. But what I am saying is that kind of thinking that makes it difficult for us not to know. It makes it difficult for us to say, I don't know. And I think even only a person who's just very comfortable with what he knows or what she doesn't know can just allow themselves to be okay with not knowing. All right. And then if somebody has drank their own Kool-Aid, then they might have a difficult time acknowledging when they don't know something. And they say it as if it's a wonder to them, which it is a wonder to them because they're used to knowing everything. Okay, it's at the risk of sounding like I'm going in circles. What I'm trying to suggest right now is it's okay if it's hard for you, if it's a struggle for you to just not know things, to just decide that, okay, I'm just going to listen to this person talk and ask some questions, and I'm not going to pretend that I understand when I don't understand. All right. So that's hard. That's hard. But that is beautiful. That's what makes loving somebody so grand and extraordinary, because what you decide is that, okay, I'm going to let them know everything. I'm going to let them know everything it is that I could possibly know, that anybody could possibly know about them. And I'm going to let them tell me who they are and where they're coming from. I'm going to let them tell me about their experience. I'm going to let them tell me how they got where they are. I'm not going to make assumptions about how they got there because I really don't know. And so if we can, and what's at the heart of this, I just have to be cliche and say it's our egos, it's ourselves, it's our need to know, and our need to not look like we don't know, to our need to be impressive, our need to be just in the know. And sometimes you don't know. And if you can hear what I'm saying, if I'm being clear, I should say that. If I'm being clear, what I'm trying to say to you is that it's going to take time for you to learn to just allow people to know what they know and to listen carefully and to not interject or offer something because you're not supposed to know everything that's going on with them. You're not, and why and how is totally up to them to tell you. And watch what happens when you just sit there and ask questions and make sense of it. And I'm going to talk about being non-judgmental when I end this one and begin the next one. And so because what you need to understand is that you got some judgments about yourself and about them, and that's part of getting to this place, getting to a place where you don't know. So let me end this and just say, just be there, just listen, and accept the fact that there's some things you don't know, and that's okay. Until next time, it's Dr. Deborah.